Marvel Rivals is currently having a playtest ahead of its launch, and oh my god, what a pain it's been to get the keys. At least for the first few days. After that, it was pretty easy to get them, but with that being said, will this game kill Overwatch? When I was getting into Overwatch 2 a few months back, I watched a few streamers and YouTubers talking about how they feel about the game, the state it's in, but more importantly, for this video, their excitement for Marvel Rivals. It seems like this was the game to save the hero shooter genre. It was going to give them everything they could ever want from Overwatch 2 and more. Now, I've already given my first impressions with this game. Since then, I've played a lot more and had a chance to play with some friends instead of solo queuing all the time. I want to give more of an insight look into my thoughts. But if you want a quick answer to this video title, is this the Overwatch killer? Then the answer is no. Now for the long answer. Right off the bat, I want to address that some of the complaints I have can be fixed, while others you might not find a problem. Which is fine, personal preference is good. And the fact that now that Overwatch has some serious competition is obviously a good thing, as the devs are even now talking about 6v6. This is just my issues with Marvel Rivals as of right now, and why I, and maybe some others, will still continue to play Overwatch. More than likely rage at one game then switch to the other. First off is the visuals. Right off the bat, the major difference between Marvel Rivals and Overwatch is the camera view. Overwatch being a first person, and Marvel Rivals being third. This means you can see a lot more characters on screen. Given that there are a total of 6 players on a team, it means at any point there is a total of 12 players on screen at once, all doing their own moves, abilities, which each have their own flashing effects, and the huge variance in character size means smaller characters can often get lost in it all. Gonna be honest, this is often a visual nightmare. And some of the time, I have no idea what is attacking me or how I died. Luckily, there's the death cam to reveal that the hero that killed you was in the backline, or was in a building or on top of it. Characters can often talk unnecessarily a lot in battle. Certain phrases or words indicate to the player that the character might be doing a certain move. This means players can respond with hiding or trying to take down that character. What doesn't help is when characters feel the need to talk about what's going on in the battle, despite you seeing it. Yes, game. I know I just killed Magneto with Scarlet. I don't need Scarlet talking over some footsteps or someone trying to shoot me. Level design is rough sometimes. Some stages that are designed to be an all-out fight in the middle of the map have multiple paths to the middle with connecting paths to those paths. That makes it feel like there should be fights happening in these sections, not in the middle. Like the point is meant to be moved around, but it never does. Feels over-designed, plus given the camera and the fact that walls can look exactly alike, means paths can be hidden because 2 walls look like just 1 wall. The spider push stage is the worst for this. Performance can be rough. Low frame rates, characters can become very pixelated. This can be fixed over time, but man, this game is very demanding for some reason. Feels like a lot of FX is going on that doesn't really need to be. Some balancing issues, characters feel very overpowered, some characters' ults feel very underpowered, like Venom. You can still damage Venom when they are ulting, and when they attack doesn't do much damage compared to Scarlet's ult, which you can damage while Scarlet's ulting, but when it goes off, it can kill almost anything. Also, Groot can make way too many walls. Look, just make 1 wall that's longer, because my god, when both teams have a Groot, you get a clusterfuck of walls. There's also an imbalance in speed. Characters are fast or slow. At least with some slow characters, they have movement options to help them move quicker, but take Magneto. Dude's slow and has no movement. He's just very slow. Finally, the game needs a role queue. Hopefully this comes out the game's release, but for the love of God, matches are designed for 2 tanks, 2 DPS, and 2 support. Most of the time you're lucky to get 2 support or 2 tanks, and most matches you get 1 of each. So yeah, please just have a role queue system. Well, that was the complaints I had, but for the positives, tanks are fun to play, and it is 6v6. Since they only need to do animations third person, heroes should come out more frequently. That could lead to a lot of imbalances, and already some characters are starting to feel samey. But it has potential. Well, every game has potential until it gets shut down. Okay, the conclusion of this video is by no means that the game is perfect. With a wide roster of characters, balances might become a concern later on. But first, they've really got to smooth out that performance and maybe redesign some of the levels and take out a lot of the pointless areas or paths and maybe clear up the multiple paths so it's easier to see entrances and exits. This game is fun, and by the end of the day, both games have one major problem. You either steamroll the enemy team or you get steamrolled. Thanks for watching. If you like, leave a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave a dislike, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Morse. Marvelous. Together on the track. Let's go. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus.